tonight's topic, which is, what does Mihoyo need to do to keep Genshin relevant in 2021?
1, 2, 3.
What improvements I would like to see? What improvements does Mihoyo need to make sure this game goes from an 8 to a 10, or even past 10 out of 10? Got all these beautiful people here helping to discuss reasons why I'm qualified to talk about this topic tonight. I'm adventure rank 43, as you can see. I've been in endgame for a couple weeks now, so what actually matters in the game versus just leveling up, like strategy and understanding what strategy is to take it to the next level for characters. So things that Genshin actually needs to do to stay relevant this year, the way I see it, it comes down to 3 main topics, okay? 3 main topics that Mihoyo needs to better to make sure that they stay relevant. I just love playing this game a lot, so I can't stop playing it, and that's why. You know, I'm really passionate about the game. I've been playing it since its release, and I've made it a point to always do my daily commissions. I've never felt this way about a game. You know, other games I've played COD every day, and I've kind of just played it just because there haven't really been anything else to do. I played Fortnite, and I was really passionate about Fortnite until they just kind of, you know, didn't really pay attention to the community. And I'm really hoping that Mihoyo does not fall down the same road as Epic Games with how they just de-alienated the community to make it so it's more noob friendly. Because I feel like this game has a lot of potential, and there's a lot that Mihoyo can do to make it so no matter where we are in the game, it can be very interesting to play because, you know, there are new players starting to play this game every day, but there's also a very passionate fan base that are from, you know, adventure ranks 35 to like even past 50 now, which is crazy. So we need to make sure, Mihoyo needs to make sure that everyone across the board is being taken care of. And these are some of the reasons why I think that. The 3 main topics Mihoyo can improve upon to make this game even better than it is right now, I feel like better side quests, better co-op mode, and trying to fix the borderline predatory microtransaction system that exists in the game right now. First one, better co-op mode. And these are and I would say these are in no particular order. I feel like the co-op right now in Genshin is just very neglected. What we need to be able to do for the better co-op mode is just more ways to play it, because I feel like they kind of just leave co-op mode for events and they don't really develop the community part of the game that exists. More ways to play with your friends outside of just doing events and helping grind for events. Because when I did the matchmaking for the most recent event, Dragon Spine, that was so much fun. The matchmaking ran super smooth. I was, you know, grouping up with people around my AR. That was awesome. And I'd like to see more of that in better ways. I would like to see them make it so you don't need to rely on resin to grind and play co-op. Because co-op, like, that's pretty much the only reason to play co-op mode is doing the event and grinding resin. That's a huge issue, and I know that, you know, it's a gacha game, and, you know, you should pay for resin. I get that, but it's just taking away from a whole population of the community and just making it seem like it's a paywall. Like it's a free-to-play game, I understand that, but you should truly make it a free-to-play game and not yeah, you can play the game, but you have to pay to really access the whole game, you know? So I would like to see better co-op events and ways that they can make better co-op events. Definitely build upon Dragon Spine, because Dragon Spine was really cool. They added a lot of really interesting mechanics, some of which I'm not really that big of a fan of. Like, I didn't really like the sheer cold meter and stuff like that. But I did like the new landscape. I did like the new enemies. I did like the new bosses. And I would love for them to expand upon that. Maybe doing other event-only items that can only be acquired if you do it through co-op. That would be really cool. Like, the Festering Desire was a really cool item that they added. But I would like for them to possibly make it so there's a similar item where you beat this challenge so many times and then you're able to unlock that weapon. So, you know, like weapons inside event stores and stuff like that would be really cool. As well as maybe even throwing in characters that are only unlockable through the event. So what I mean is that, you know, grind the event, get your currency for the event, and then purchase characters from event stores. I think that would be really cool, offering the free-to-play crowd a little bit more flexibility with not being able to spend that money. And then more co-op raid bosses. As you saw earlier in our stream, we took down the Pig King. Why not add in more of those? But maybe make it so it's free so that there is a, you know, you can only do it every day and there's a respawn for that. More co-op events that have raid bosses that are access to more free-to-play players. And then a co-op abyss system. So I know that they probably are working on it right now, but I feel like that's such a huge opportunity that should have been there since day one. Co-op abyss, you know how much fun that would be? Especially with like what Prothulu was saying. A 16-team co-op abyss? How cool would that be? Play with 4 other players that also are able to use 4 characters? How dope is that? Or 16 characters, everyone uses 1 character and are all working together, so you can set up a 16-team abyss run and like create leaderboards so that people can like do other 16 teams. Like, that's so cool. A revamped co-op system. And like, even one thing for co-op mode that they could do that's just so easy is just make it so your story mode is not only single player. Why can't you do story mode in co-op? You know, like, why can't you help the person who is controlling the world? Just, why can't you help them out with quests? That just doesn't make sense. You can help them out with pretty much everything else, like bounties, bosses. Why not quests? That just seems so like such an easy add for me. I don't know. Maybe there's something on the Mihoyo side, or maybe they're just waiting to add it into the game. Who knows? But those are just like some really easy fixes that are just like, it doesn't really require that much effort to switch, and would go a really long way. Some notes from our philosophers. So it'd be nice if we get rewarded by helping lower level worlds of players. Right, exactly. Like, maybe, like, you know, Borderlands has such a great way of level scaling, and why can't Genshin take a page out of the Borderlands book? It already scales HP for the amount of players. Why can't it scale levels? So if a higher level player joins a lower level player's world, the weapons that they're able to pull, the levels of characters that they're able to fight stays the same for their world level. That just makes it easier. So, you know, people like Cole, who's always stopping by the stream, he has been world level 0, world level 1 for the longest, and he still can't play with me because he has to grind all the way up to that level. I want to be able to play with him, but that means I would have to join his game, and my level 80 characters are going to be beating up his level 30 characters. That just doesn't make sense, you know, so that'd be nice. Second topic I'd like to cover: side quests. This is something that you know, might not be as important as upgrading the co-op mode, but still just, I think would add so much like depth to this game that is really holding it back. Because a lot of the side quests are just so boring and repetitive. Every single side quest is very, very similar. Talk to someone. They say, hey, I need you to go do something. I need you to go kill a monster. I need you to go pick up these flowers. And that's it. That's it. Every single side quest takes maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah, I feel like the side quests are so repetitive and boring. and they just really have no character, like no flavor to them, really. Like, and that's pretty much the same with commissions too. I don't really think the commissions are that, you know, they're very simple. And I understand, like their daily commissions. There's no way that they can create, like, you know, new commissions every day. So I understand. Make it a little bit more interesting so that people like want to go do the side quests, because I personally don't want to do the side quests. I don't like doing the side quests because I think they're a waste of time. I would rather just do like bosses or do my resin grind, which makes me get off the game even quicker. You know, so make it so the side quests have a little bit more flavor, a little bit more variety, so that, you know, people make videos of the side quest that's very unique, so that more people will get drawn into it. You know, things like that. Voice acting for side quests too. If you see every other game like Borderlands, and I keep referencing Borderlands because there are similar elements to this game, because they're both RPGs. They're both, you know, you have to loot and grind, and you get, you know, god rolls for your items. I don't know, something a little bit different. Give them a little bit of variety rather than just like, oh, hey, I need you to go deliver these things and then come back to me. Because it's just, you know, it's just boring, and I only do them out of necessity. I don't do them because I'm like, hey, these quests look really fun, you know? So, and then finally, I know this is a gacha game, but the microtransactions in this game are borderline predatory. And, like, it's bad. It's really bad. Like, you know, I thought microtransactions in Fortnite were bad. Oh boy. Oh boy, are they bad in this one. It makes it so you know, you can easily justify spending a ridiculous amount of money on this game, where some people spent over $2,000 on this game, and it's free. It's free. Like, I've spent more than I've spent $200 on this game, you know, and it's free. No, I've played Fortnite for 2 years. I played Fortnite for 2 years, and I only got up to about $200. This game, I've played it for like 3 months. 3 months, and I'm already at $200. And I'm planning on spending a lot more money on Ganyu and Zhao coming up. You know, like, that's crazy. At the end of those two, I'm probably looking at $400 on a free-to-play game. You know? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Ways, you know, two main ways why the microtransaction system in this game are pretty bad. The only ways that you can really get XP very quickly: through the battle pass, through the shop. It's pretty much forcing you to spend money to get XP to just level up your characters. If you don't want to go around to every single chest that exists in the world and do every single quest just so that you can get, like, you know, get enough to, you know, level up your characters efficiently, that, I don't know, that just doesn't make too much sense to me. Especially with the XP system being really high, it takes 80 purple books to get from level 70 to level 80. 80 purple books. So if you're not saving for those and you are leveling up characters as you go, which is pretty much the logic for the game, you're gonna have to spend money on the game to get your characters, to get enough resources to level up your characters. So I understand that Genshin is a gacha. I understand that, but I still think for a gacha, the drop rates are really bad. Like, they're close to Call of Duty Black Ops 3 gacha levels, and those were really, really bad. You know, banner drops, if you're trying to pull for a specific and limited time character, it's still like, you know, it's a limited, like, those limited time drops are still about 1%. You only get 1% at pulling the character that you want. So even if you spend $100 on trying to pull for the character, sure, you might get pity, but that means that you only get pity once. And with that one pity, that means that you might not even get the character in the limited time banner that you're trying to pull for. And that's a bit crazy, no? You're spending $100 in the game and you're not even going to get the character that you want? That doesn't make much sense to me, and that's not fair to the consumer whatsoever. You know, even if it is a gacha, that just doesn't make much sense to me. So ways that they can get around this is make it so we might be able to buy a character outright. Just be able to spend like $30 on a 5-star character. I feel like that would make them so much more money because people know that they're gonna get it, so why wouldn't they just spend money on it? You know? What's wrong with making characters that people want to play with more accessible? Because logically thinking, let's just say I'm making content and I post a video about a new character that I just bought, and people see the gameplay and they're like, dang, that looks really cool. I want to buy that character. It's a trickle-down effect. I spent money. I spent my $30 on there, and the next step is people want to spend even more money on it because they see how good the character is, you know what I mean? Or be able to purchase 5-star characters with Stardust. I think that would be a pretty good use of it because right now you can only purchase 4-star characters with it. And I'm just kind of waiting to see when I would be able to use it on better characters or get better constellations with my characters. And right now they have Zhongling and they have Fischl in the Stardust. Well, but you know, it's okay. Some miscellaneous changes I would like to see that are still kind of worth a mention, but you know, is all right. Is different ways to unlock characters. Like I said, understand that it's a gacha, but maybe different quests or side quests to unlock characters. Maybe make characters event only. Just different ways to unlock characters that's not just spending money and hoping that you get the character. Maybe like those characters from the side quests like Lisa, Amber, Kaya. Yeah, or like free ways to get constellations for those characters. Like do a Kaya quest and you get a constellation. Do an Amber quest. And that way that they can make better side quests as well as more, you know, ways to unlock characters that, you know, might, for the wicked. You know, people might not want to initially pull. So, you know, things like that. Add in new elements. I already know that there's a grass or earth element because, and not talking geo, like, you know, there's a mage or abyss mage or whatever mage that it is that can summon thorns. Why can't they make a character that is the same type of vein, you know, like that, you know, a support character that heals over time and like is a lifesteal, you know, a lifesteal from some of the enemies and gives character like health to your and other character. That'd be pretty cool, right? More accessibility for free-to-play players. I do feel like Mihoyo is alienating a portion of their community that is very passionate still. Because some people are completely free to play and have been just grinding through the game. And that free to play base could eventually spend money at some point. Because like I said, like I've been saying, the logic is more time people spend on the game, the more likely they will spend money on it in the future. So maybe a PvP/tournament type mode. So what I thought with this one is, you know, 4v4 characters versus each other and see, like, you know, that'll be a pretty interesting way to show off your characters against other people and fight against others. And just, you know, I think that'd be really interesting. Adds, you know, add a different type of aspect to the game that just makes it unique and makes it so players can build their characters for Overworld. They can build their characters for the Abyss. They can build their characters for PvP and make it so like tournaments so that, you know, people can level up. So that'd be pretty cool. And also leaderboards for like Abyss clearing times, leaderboards for domain clearing times, leaderboards for events and things like that. I think leaderboards would be really cool. And then one last thing, one miscellaneous change that would be really cool is would be changing the artifact system, making it so maybe you can get artifacts out of gacha or do artifact banners. That would be really nice because currently you have to use resin to grind for artifacts, and most of the time when you pull artifacts, they are defense artifacts, and no one wants defense artifacts. So, I don't know, maybe start setting up a gacha for artifacts would be, I know that's probably not the best idea because it's just ways for them to just, you know, strangle this consumer, but I don't know, I feel like that would be pretty cool. You know, special artifacts that can be gacha too, might not be too bad. But yeah, so to recap my talk, in total, better co-op mode. Better ways to play with co-op, you know, make it so it's not resin dependent. Co-op events so that, you know, maybe some items or characters are only obtainable through co-op events. I think that would be really cool. Add new aspects. Co-op Abyss, make it so it's better co-op overall, you know. But yeah, co-op Abyss, 8-player, 12-player, 16-player, that would be really cool. I know that they're working on that, but I'm just, you know, not too sure why they just haven't had it since day one. So, you know, there's that. Side quests. Better side quests, flesh them out, make more diverse because side quests are extremely boring and just have no variety to them. Maybe some voice acting with the side quests would be really cool too. It'd be just, you know, adding that other layer of why people should play the game. Borderline predatory microtransaction system, they need to fix that. They need to fix that. The microtransactions are really, really bad, and it makes it so, sure, it's a free-to-play game, but it's not a free-to-play game. They should definitely adjust the drop rates for characters and weapons for the gacha because they are a little bit ridiculous. Better XP system. XP, the amount of books you need to use to level up characters is just ridiculous, and it's pretty much you need to spend money on the game to get a lot of XP books because, you know, it gets to the point where if you're free to play, you only have enough materials to effectively level up your main DPS, and then all your support characters you have to keep at a lower level and just struggle more in the game, which is just not fair. Better ways to unlock new characters and new elements, which I know they're working on, more accessibility for free-to-play players, and a PvP or tournament mode, or, you know, leaderboards would add a lot of depth and competitive side to the game, which could be very interesting for you know, veteran players. So the world AR disparity sucks unless you're the same AR hurting your friends to play with. Right, yeah, and I was talking about that a little bit earlier in my talk. Make it so like maybe it scales, like so anyone can join anyone's world level and have it scale to their world level, as well as, you know, the drops that are appropriate for them. That would be really important. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you on Thursday for another Genshin stream. Love you all. Thank you so much.